I know a lot of you are going to be pretty excited for us to get back on this one, and I've started the video off with actually blowing up the tyres because it's been sat here. It's a little bit embarrassing for so long that actually both of the front tyres have gone completely flat. They are pretty cracked, and this car was sat for about 10 years, so it's going to need a couple of tyres on it, but they do hold air for a little while, so let's get them pumped up. It's 5 Series Alpina. What's taking you so long to get on it, mate?
I don't know. I don't know, mate. It's terrible, really, isn't it?
It is terrible, but so I've just had to unlock the caps, take the caps out and put some air in the tyres. In the last video, I had a full fight with this door, getting it opened, fitting a new latch.
Yep.
And we've still got the other side to do, but that's the least of the problems at the moment. We did also manage to stick a fuel pump in it and get this one up and running. And the minute we went to test drive it,
we put plugs in it, didn't we?
We did, yeah, we put plugs in it. We did quite a few bits to it to get it running, but as fast as we got it running, we went to drive it, it had no brakes.
That's right.
They was to the floor. Now everybody in the comment section said, what is next for it and where are you going with it? And the truth is, we pulled this out of an edge. We have absolutely no idea what this car's like underneath. So the plan today is to actually pull it in the workshop, because we've got a bit of time, get the wheels off it, get underneath it, and let's take a look. And also, last time we went to move it, it was misfiring again.
Yeah.
So,
but we don't know how much petrol's in it.
We don't, to be fair, Chris. So it could be as simple as it's low on fuel, yeah. I guess let's get a battery. We've got a battery on charge at the moment. Let's get the battery all charged up, get it on here, fingers crossed it starts up, and then we can drive it into the workshop and for the first time, get it up on the ramp, mate.
All right, mate.
I better whip those back caps off as well, because we'll take all 4 wheels off when it's in the air, won't we?
Yeah, I guess so, mate.
And they are, just so if anyone is wondering what I'm talking about, because these are genuine Alpina wheels, you can see there's no valves there whatsoever. The valves are actually inside these caps. So hopefully that turns, and then you can see there's your valve, and then you've got your wheel nut. So let's get the other one off, get it in the workshop, and make a start on it. So I'm getting a bit of deja vu here, and I've actually gone round and got another can of petrol thinking that it's low. But then I'm sure recently, like in the last video, we got a 5-gallon can and actually put quite a lot of fuel in this car. So we're putting fuel in it, and do you know what? I can't actually hear the fuel pump. Chris turned it over there and I couldn't hear a thing. So I'm actually just knocking the ring off around the outside of it, and I'm going to pull the fuel pump out and do some tests on it with the jump pack Chris just pulled out there for us, but it's not looking hopeful. So the next day, and a bit of an instant fail, we got the battery charged. You can see I've got the back seat out, got the battery charged, got a battery in it, started spinning it over. Instantly I couldn't hear the fuel pump. So we've replaced this in a previous video, but we did only replace it with a second-hand one. Now fortunately, I will just show you for those of you that didn't see it, there is just one pipe there and one plug, and then that ring, and you can see that ring is actually loose. I've just put it back together so that it doesn't all vent inside the car, because it's got about half a tank in it now that we can see. But I've pulled the fuel pump out, and we did look in the bottom of it, and it is all seized up in there. Anyway, the part number's on there, and it's 11832216. And like I say, it sits in that little cage. You squeeze those two together, and then it just pulls out, and it has 2 wires and the 1 pipe on it. Now, last night before I went home, I rang up the motor factors, gave them this part number, and they said, yeah, that crosses over lovely, Rob, to another pump. And I'm not even going to go and get it now. I've put it back in the van. But I've just been round and got it, and I did say to him it looks miles too big. As soon as I got back here, we established, do you know what, it is twice as big. But I've just found that exact Pierberg, is it Pierberg? Yeah, Pierberg fuel pump on eBay for £37 free delivery within a couple of days. So we're just going to have to set that aside a minute, but we are going to take the car in the workshop and make a start on it. Let's get it pushed in. So a heavy old car to push in, and Chris told me to jump in it. We luckily was rolling downhill, so we're just going to put the arms underneath the car, crack off the wheel nuts, and they was very, very tight on this car. Don't forget, we've had none of them off. Once I cracked them off, lifted it up a little bit, got all 4 wheels removed so that we can all finally take a look at this car, because we have never been underneath it. I've never looked under the arches of it, but I do know that it was full of brambles. So I'm actually having a quick look now with Chris before I show you guys. Who's ready for this? I know a lot of people have been waiting and actually previously mentioned it in the comments. I wonder what it's going to be like underneath, being parked on that garden for all this time. But that was actually a driveway, and all them brambles that had grown over it had obviously grown out the fence. So thankfully it wasn't sitting on grass. But straight away, I mean, that side, it is pretty much cobwebs and obviously rust. Could we call it surface rust? Definitely all needs a good clean up, doesn't it? Well, that rubber looks okay, but I'm sure it's going to have various other perished rubbers. And you can see where the coating's starting to come off it. All this would wire brush up though, wouldn't it? I'm going to clean at least one corner up so that we can all take a look at it and see what it looks like. But moving on to the back, all those brambles that we was cutting off that day, but obviously we couldn't get all of these ones out. And you can see they're all still in there, so I'm going to need to get all of that out. It's all very, very dead now and crispy, so it will come out easy. Again, we've got rusty brakes. Lower arms are aluminium. Subframe looks like that's aluminium as well. That's crazy that those bushes don't seem perished. Very crazy. But looking at the anti-roll bar, can you see all of the coating has actually come off of it? Again, it may very well clean up. I need to put a pair of gloves on, so I must stop touching that. Loads of surface rust underneath it, and then again on the passenger side rear, you've got all of that muck in there again. Let's move round to this corner, and then I'll show you in a minute. I've actually found the leak. You can see pretty much the same as the driver's side. It all needs a good clean out and a good brush off. It's absolutely full of cobwebs, and again, all the brambles that you can see had grown through everywhere. So it is quite damp round here, and you can see, looking at the sump, that the sump plug has been leaking, and there's a fair bit of oil there. Gearbox all looks very, very dry and clean. But with this one, of course, we've got no brakes, and we've got a brake issue. So this side, we've got the fuel pipes, the middle one there, which is, again, it's just the coating coming off, but there's your 3 fuel lines, and they all seem okay. They're going to the filter up there. You've got a bit of rust here. You can see where it's all separating, so that's going to need some attention. That has got like a plastic, the seal cover over it, and that's probably what the water's got trapped in there, and you can see that's going to need some work. Moving this side, again, surface rust on the petrol strap holding the tank in. And then you've got exactly the same repairs need doing there, and then you've got both of your brake lines, and they don't look good. They both definitely need replacing. But for the moment, we just need it so that it's got some brakes and it stops. And I've walked all the way along and checked all of the brake pipes, and then when I've got to there, hopefully you guys can see that, it is soaking wet right there, and that is where the fluid is leaking. So I need to actually cut the pipe, flare it, cut it the other end, flare it, and actually put a joiner piece in there. And you can see it's only gone rusty where the metal straps have bolted it to the car. So the pipe all looks absolutely fine. And then when you get to where it's strapped up and held up, of course it's rusty. And when you look in there, that's exactly what's happened there, isn't it? So I guess I need to get on and give it a good clean up and try to get that brake pipe done just while we're waiting for that fuel pump. Let's crack on. So of course it is time to clean it up. I've got a mask on there, but it did end up getting in the way, so I've folded it up. And I've just got a wire brush, and I'm just going around wire brushing all of the loose stuff, and of course pulling out all them brambles. You can't actually see it, but I've got the bin underneath it where you can in that bit, and I'm trying to drop everything into the bin just to save a bit of mess. But it does all seem to be cleaning up okay, and you can see quite a lot of dust flying off there. So just wire brushing it all round. I'm chuffed that we got a bit of time actually, and we got a little bit ahead with the videos, which allowed us to actually get on with this BMW. I know a lot of people have been patiently waiting. I can only apologise. it's took this long. So I used the dustpan. Sorry, not the dustpan. I used the brush. Why would I use the dustpan? Not awake yet. I used the brush, brushed off all of the cobwebs. Then you can see I went round with the wire brush and actually wire brushed everything off the best I could. Got rid of all of the loose stuff, even across this bar here, all the lower bars, all the drop link, everything. And then I actually lubricated it, because all of this at some point has got to come off, hasn't it? But you can see now it all actually looks okay. These discs are probably too far from being able to come back, but do you know what? It's such a shame, because you can see this car, it actually had 4 matching tyres fitted before it was taken off the road, Avons as well, and it looks like it had all brand new brake discs on it as well. Moving on to the back, again, exactly the same. It's a bit monotonous, but I went through, cleaned everything up. There is still signs of debris on there. There's going to be little bits and pieces, but moving on to the driver's side, that one all done as well. And then of course, straight on to the front wheel, and that one is all done as well and just lubricated up. So I think we're all right there. They're all going to turn okay. There's nothing caught in the way, nothing untoward. Moving on to the brake line, you can see I could not get this undone, so I've had to break off the thread's still there, but the actual nut that was on it, I had to break it off, and then the same with this one here. But you can see now clearly that that is where your leak is. But if you look a little bit further down, so just there we're looking, you can see there is a union. So I'm going to undo that from the union, and I'm going to come all the way back, chase all of that, take the arch liner out, and I'm actually going to replace that whole line from there to the brake caliper, or to wherever maybe it goes into a union and splits across to the other side, of course, because you've actually got 2 there running this way. So one goes over to that wheel and one goes to this wheel here. I'm not sure what side that is, but I'm going to assume, because it's the inside one, it's going to be closest to that wheel. So it's going to be one that we've got to run all the way along there, wherever it goes, and all the way back down. So I'm going to get the brake pipe out, make sure we've got enough. And if we haven't, get down the motor factors and pick some up. Also make sure we've got all the right unions before we start to make the pipe. And I guess we'll make the pipe while we're waiting for that fuel pump to arrive. So with that done and the brake lines now on there, I'm filling it up with brake fluid. They'll then jump in the car, and Chris is just going to bleed up the brakes for us, because this car, since the day we got it, we pushed the brakes, the pipe burst, and it's never had any brakes since, and that's why we haven't actually driven the car. So of course, like any of our vehicles, we checked it out using Car Vertical when we bought it. It was quite some time ago, but I wanted to show you guys that it actually comes up on there, Alpina B10. You've got the chassis number there, petrol, and 1998. What I will say is these cars actually leave the factory as just a normal 5 Series, then they go off to Alpena, where they are transformed and converted. So when you open the bonnet, there's actually 2 chassis numbers. There's the original for the 5 Series, and then there's the Alpena one underneath, and of course that all important Alpena build tag inside the car. So odometer is all okay, financial and legal okay, damaged okay. That's really nice on a car of 1998. It's only had 3 owners. I want to go down to timeline on this one and show there's 18 records found. So the manufacturer's date, first registration, and you can see on the first registration there, 05 1998, and then 08 98 had a license plate change, and then again another license plate change there. In fact, I'm getting a bit confused there, that's the same one, isn't it? And then on the 9th 1998, there's another, its first ownership change, and going through it, it'll have every plate transfer on your Car Vertical check, every ownership change, and of course any failed technical inspections. So your MOT, you can see it failed on one quite badly there in 2006, and then of course underneath it you've got all of your advisories as well. That was just a brief example of what you can expect on your Car Vertical. If there is an issue with your car, this is what you will see. So here's a sample report that comes from Car Vertical, and you can see at the top there in yellow you've got odometer, financial and legal, and damaged. Let's just click on the damage on this one. we found one record for this vehicle, and it says down there it's category S, structural damage on this particular vehicle. I want to thank Car Vertical once again for the continued support on the channel. To benefit from a nice little discount off your check, use that code that's been displayed on screen throughout this check, or hit the link in the description where it will automatically divert you to Car Vertical and include your discount. Just before we move on with that, just a quick one, please bear with us on the other projects. Obviously we can only get on them as and when the parts come in, or as and when they come back from the paint shop. I see a few people quite anxious about the black Ford Focus. We will be getting on that, and that is due back from the paint shop. So unfortunately sometimes we're held sort of until they come back,
right.
aren't we? And
yep.
I'm waiting for parts as well. Like for instance, that Maserati gets mentioned quite a lot, but there's a good possibility that video will probably be, no, it won't be before this, but
no.
We've completely finished that car and it was ready to go, well, to a degree, and we noticed there was a little leak coming out of the little intercooler, didn't we? So
yep.
we ordered one, it was on back order, it took 3 weeks. Anyway, that is it. Back to the Alpena. It's got brakes. All the underneath of it is all cleaned up. The wheels are spinning freely. It's better now than it's been since the day we picked it up, but that fuel pump has still not arrived. It was due between Saturday and today, it said, Chris, didn't it? It did, yeah,
yes,
on the
it did,
tracking.
Yeah. Yep, that's
but
correct.
It still hasn't arrived, but we've had something else from Royal Mail arrive, so obviously it's not going to come today. So we are just going to push this one out of the workshop, and then I guess get back on it as soon as the fuel pump arrives tomorrow, get that seated in there, and hopefully get this one running, driving and stopping. And out with that fuel pump, the one that's in there, and you can see there's no fuel pump. I'd actually removed it and just put the cassette back in there just to stop the smell from filling up the car. So we have gone with another second-hand fuel sender unit and fuel pump. I got it from Charing, it's absolutely perfect and it looks reasonably new. So with that in there, I'm going to plug it in, put the pipe on, nice new Jubilee clip, call Chris out to turn that key, and fingers crossed, I've tested it, it's buzzing, it all works. I had a nightmare in the end with that fuel pump because I got a second-hand one from, no sorry, I didn't get a second-hand one, I bought a brand new one from the Motor Factors and it was miles too big.
Yeah.
So I ordered the correct one using the part number from that Parts in Motion on eBay. It took 3 days to get here, that turned up, it was the wrong one. So I've ended up going all the way down to our friends at Bridgend, Charing, Recycling.
Yep.
And I've put a second-hand one in there, mate. Keys are in it. I've heard the fuel pump buzz. I've already primed it twice.
Oh, have you?
I know it's going to start. Because it was definitely that was stopping it, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, and we've now, of course, got brakes as well.
Here you are.
On the button.
She's a runner again.
And it's running on all cylinders by the sound of it.
Oh, it's on cold start, isn't it? So
Yeah.
probably.
It has got brakes now. Do you want to have a little run up and down the yard in it? Because that's something we've never been able to do with this.
Yeah, maybe let it warm up a little bit,
Sticky
shall we?
injectors, mate. It's all it's going to be. Because we had it running on all cylinders last
It's got
time.
new plugs in it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll try it if you like.
This window will come down, Chris, if you want it down.
That's all right. That's all right.
I don't think we ever drove it before because we couldn't stop, could we, because of the brakes. Still a little bit smoky from all of that oil that we put previously down the cylinders, I should think. He's committed now, he's gone to the end to turn around. Oh, nice to have it finally back, starting, stopping and driving again, because it's just been basically a huge paperweight. I can hear it playing around and missing, but you know when you drove it down there then,
yeah,
it was on all cylinders.
Yeah.
You ready for the
But
next
that was my
stage?
foot to the floor.
Was it?
Yeah, and that was as fast as it went.
Yeah, it all needs a good run and
So,
a good clean out.
Yeah.
Right, are you ready for the next stage?
Yeah, can
Shall
do,
I call
mate.
the lorry?
Can do.
Let's call the lorry. Let's tell you where this car's going. And we're off. But where are we off to? This is exciting. Let's go get Chris, jump in the van and follow the lorry.
Found now. What you found now?
You've got some gear, haven't you?
Oh, mate, it's come.
Pick Chris up too good because he hasn't got a mic on. We've only got two,
Yeah,
but
right, mate. Nice to
we've
see
put
you.
one mic on Stuart.
No, it's cold today, mate. It's been nice for the last few days, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want to buy this, do you?
No,
I
you're
was
right.
going to say, you're fixing that, are you?
What, the van?
Yeah.
No, it's all these old lawnmowers behind here he wants. No, all jokes aside, Stu, we just wanted to say thank you. Like, you've really helped us out since we started the channel. And you always say thank you every time you're in a video.
Yeah.
We
Love
really
watching your videos.
I know, we really appreciate it. And nothing's ever too much with Gary as well,
Yeah.
constantly helping us out.
No problem.
And
mate.
as soon as I put a video out on a particular car, you rang me up and went, what are you doing with that? And the next morning I mentioned it to Chris and he went, well, we're going to give that to you. And it's over there, the BMW Alpina.
Serious?
Yeah, you can't, I've got to cut that swearing out though. But yeah, straight away that day we said we're going to do a few bits to it. Just get it so it's running and driving,
Alpina
stopping
one?
and starting. Yeah, and
Yeah, I
we bought.
remember
It
now,
needs a
'cause-
bit
Yeah.
of love.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
does
fine.
need a bit of love,
I
but
remember messaging you and saying, what's
No, you
that's
rang
it,
me and went, what's going on with that Alpina? And I said, oh, I don't know yet. But straight away the next day we decided that we was giving it to you.
Thank
put
you.
that mic round that way a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you, lads.
Hopefully
That's
I don't embarrass you. But no, we just
and
want to
hopefully
say
you can do something with it. and
Yeah, no, lovely.
put it in your
Thank you,
collection
lads.
or whatever. You're more than welcome.
Thank you,
No,
mate.
yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
no, mate.
we just
Thank
wanted
you.
to say thank you really, because you're always helping us out.
No,
and
listen, you always help us. You give us a little mention, it all helps.
we know you'll put it through your workshop and
Yeah, we'll get it all painted
you'll-
up on that.
Yeah, you'll make good use of it.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. Does it all run and drive now, does it?
It is running and
It runs
driving.
driving.
It wants a bit. It wants a bit of love.
It
doesn't
probably
it?
wants the
Do you
petrol
know I was lucky
draining
the
out
other day
of
because
it.
I went to a local MOT station and he had a blue one and I was like, it was exactly the same as that. And I went, how much is that? And it was on the inside of the windscreen, there was water everywhere. And he said, it's got a bit wet. He said, the roof's been leaking, blah, blah, blah. It all runs and drives. He said, I said, how much you want for that? And he was like, oh, I can't remember, 8-10 grand or something he wanted for it. And I looked at it and it was soaking, absolutely soaking inside.
Oh, yeah.
But it'd done 80,000 miles, so it was a nice car and it was blue.
Yeah.
But, you know.
You got a free one there. Well, it's not free because you do a lot for
Well, I
us.
do,
Yeah.
So, no,
And it does need a bit of work doing, doesn't it, Rob, in all honesty?
We'll get her up
It's-
to spec.
it
and
does
then
need,
maybe you can chuck her in a video in a month or two's time when
Well,
she's all
yeah,
polished and
yeah,
painted.
yeah.
I'll probably do a whole paint on that. I would have
Yeah, I
thought.
think it
Needs whole
probably
paint.
warrants it, really.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she'll be loved. She'll be
All right,
loved.
mate.
All right,
Thank you.
And I'll put her
No.
in a collection with all the rest of them.
Went a little bit off of the beaten track of our usual video, and we couldn't tell you guys what we was going to do in like immediately the next day with that car, but we did always plan on giving it to Stuart, who owns Reclamet, because genuinely, I'll just ring up, I'll speak to Gary, got his mobile number, and I say, right, we need this. He's like, yep, do you want me to send the van down with it now, or do you want to come and grab it, or can you wait until tomorrow and we get it to you? They just
Oh, and they pick cars up for us.
literally,
Don't
like,
they?
yeah.
And yeah, brilliant,
Just
brilliant. Gary's the manager down there,
He
isn't
is,
he?
yeah, and they just do everything they can to
Yeah.
help us constantly, and sometimes you've got to show your appreciation for that, and we know that Stuart does like to collect a few cars.
He has got
doesn't he?
some nice. He showed us around a couple off camera, didn't he?
did,
He's got
yeah.
some nice stuff. So yeah, yeah.
So that is what is happening with the BMW Alpina. That is the end of today's video and the end of the series on the Alpina. Stuart did say, as soon as we put the camera down, I'm going to get this all repainted, and once it comes out the other side of the workshop, we will definitely make a bit of a feature having a
Yeah.
look at that car, because it's just going to look,
Yeah.
it's going to look absolutely fantastic. And having a body shop down there, I suppose it'll be a bit more viable for him to do it than it would for us.
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
it needs a full repaint.
And I guess well done, Dan, for finding it.
Yeah.
Mind you, didn't have to go far.
No.
It's about 2 doors
Yeah,
down.
a couple of doors away from his house. But
yeah.
it's another space in the yard
It
that
is.
I'm going to get on the internet and fill. If you enjoyed this video, we'd appreciate that thumbs up. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free of charge. And if you want to offer us one of your cars, you can email me at sales@gmail.com. Don't forget, like, subscribe and share, and follow us on our other socials. The links are in the description down below, and we'll see you very, very soon in the next one.
No joke, Rob.
No joke.